Good morning and a happy Wednesday to you, Mountain family. I'm Amelia Lee here with you at 6 o'clock on this Wednesday, May 14th. And it's time to check on in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall today. Megan, it's been a fine start to our morning. As I've said, it's a beautiful start as well, and a lot of fog.
Yeah, we're going to see that fog continuing for the next couple hours, but as she mentioned, it's not a terrible start because we're staying dry for most of the region. Here's a look at satellite and radar today. We have a little bit of that chance of rain for our Virginia counties, but for the most part, off to a dry start, as I mentioned. Slight chances throughout the day, maybe a slight chance of a pop-up storm this afternoon, but mostly quiet. We'll see those temperatures in the 50s as you're heading out the door. 61 for Monticello and Jacksboro, and this afternoon we're looking at the upper 70s with 80 degrees in Somerset. High temperatures will be around that 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock mark, and we'll see those temperatures starting to decline as we're heading overnight with overnight low temperatures in the mid-60s. Amelia.
Police say a drug bust in Laurel County had a textbook perfect ending after a joint operation between the sheriff's office and the DEA. Investigators took more than 6 ounces of meth and arrested 35-year-old Timothy Hampton after he refused to leave a home off Newt's Way. Officials say he tried to flush the drugs but failed. Hampton now faces multiple drug and parole violation charges. A Kentucky state trooper who was previously indicted for excessive force was arrested on DUI charges. Officials say Trooper Jared Lewis admitted to drinking 3 Twisted Teas and 1 Pirate Water before getting into an argument with his wife and then driving away. Police say he blew a .218 blood alcohol level, more than double the legal limit. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigations is trying a different approach to solving a decades-old cold case. The TBI partnered with Elizabethan High School and sociology teacher Alex Campbell's class to come up with creative ways to push for answers on what happened to Tracy Sue Walker. As a class, they printed signs, wrapped a car, and even rented a plane to display a message as it flew over the area Walker was found in Campbell County.
And they should always be looking for ways that they can help others. They shouldn't say, well, that's not my problem or that's not my responsibility. Instead, they should be saying, how can I help people who need help?
The TBI is now offering a $10,000 reward for information that could help solve Tracy Sue Walker's case. If you have information, you can call 1-800-TBI-FIND to help with that investigation. State police are investigating a case where a church van was reportedly stolen from a Knott County church. The incident happened last Thursday. KSP is launching an investigation which led them to a gas station in Letcher County in an attempt to find Cecil Shell. Police later found the vehicle, but Shell already left the area. Arrest warrants were issued for Shell. If you have any information regarding his whereabouts, you can contact Hazard KSP at 606-435-6069. Students at an elementary school in Huntington, West Virginia spent the morning learning about different careers. Yesterday, workers from several different fields spent the day going from classroom to classroom, explaining what they do. Kids got to meet 911 dispatchers, construction workers, and coal miners, just to name a few. School officials say the career fair is an interactive way to get kids excited about the future.
Yeah, so it's important to me because how I see my role as the school counselor here is to help prepare our students to be emotionally, socially, and even academically ready to move on to the next grade level, to move on to middle school, to move on to high school. And part of that is understanding that there are opportunities available to them.
School counselor Hannah Eastman organized this career fair for the students. In 2023, WYMT brought you the story of Oakley Hacker, celebrating his 107th birthday. He was one of the last Kentucky World War II veterans. On Monday night, he died. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino shares his legacy throughout the mountains.
Oakley Hacker, a proud Kentuckian and the state's oldest surviving World War II veteran, died peacefully on Monday, May 12th. Hacker was 108 when he died, surrounded by loved ones at the Paul E. Patton Veterans Center in Perry County.
We sure are going to miss him. He was just a wonderful person, a wonderful father, grandfather, husband. You know, he was just such a good man.
And he was a hero to many Americans, paving the way for U.S. citizens. He will never be forgotten for his bravery and accomplishments during his time on Earth.
We went to war. He said ordinary men and women, you know, and we saw what had to be done, and we done it, and we come home. He was a quiet person, but he was easy to talk to. And I think they'll miss talking to him and his wisdom. I mean, think about what he's lived through. And, you know, there's not any subject in the last 100 years that you can mention that he doesn't know something about.
And although his service to his country was one of the biggest parts of his life, his daughter Fatima says ultimately it was his family.
I think his children, that he instilled in us to be hardworking, honest, to be contributors to society.
And the mountains of eastern Kentucky were his home.
He loved it here. He loved it here at the Veterans Center. He loved home, Clay County. Yes, he did. He was all about these mountains, these mountain people. They meant a lot to him.
His legacy endures in history books, lives he touched, and the freedom throughout daily lives.
I would say he had the best life. He did. He marched to the beat of his own drummer, and he pretty much done what he wanted to, when he wanted to. And I think he had a well-lived life, and if you were to ask him, he would say the same thing.
Honoring all those who have served as Mr. Oakley Hacker is laid to rest. In Hazard, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
Service times or dates have not yet been shared for Hacker, but his daughter says they will be conducted at Britton Funeral Home in Manchester.
Not a bad start to your Wednesday. We're looking at not terrible temperatures either as you're heading out the door, mainly in the mid to upper 50s. Normally this time of year, that's what you'd expect. However, as we head into the afternoon, we're going to see a little bit warmer temperatures. Normally we sit in the mid 70s today. You can expect the upper 70s, even seeing an 80-degree pop out in Somerset. Here's a look at satellite and radar this morning. A little bit of rain for our Virginia counties. Overall nice and quiet this morning. And for the next 12 hours, we're looking at some slight chances throughout the day. Maybe a slight chance of some storms this afternoon, but overall nice and quiet. Amelia.
It's 6:08, and thank you for getting your day started with us on Mountain News this morning. President Donald Trump continues his tour of the Middle East today, focused on investment and diplomatic relations. But his visit is drawing bipartisan criticism.